honeymoon over?
Well, I'm not sure it ever really existed. I don't know if reading the Riot Act is a correct assessment. I think what happened is the press shop was very concerned about the information that was being spread. I mean, this Delta variant and the sort of spike in COVID cases is a complicated one. And the way that this narrative and story is being told has literally life and death consequences. And so their concern was ensuring a narrative that people were saying things like, if you're vaccinated, you can spread the virus just as much as the unvaccinated. And that's not entirely true.
I don't want to quibble semantics here, but when you write to publications, you're doing it wrong. Your coverage is irresponsible. That's pretty harsh language, especially to publicly call out what you'd think of as friendly news organizations. This isn't like the Biden administration talking to the Gateway Pundit.
Well, their concern was that those outlets were being semantically wrong. That's the whole point of the story, is that this is about the semantics. Yes, vaccinated people can spread the virus, but only if they're affected. And it shows, the data shows anywhere from 80% to 95% of those who had the vaccine don't get infected. So what they were saying is that the way that it was being reported was only going to keep people from getting vaccinated. And, and by the way, White House press shops have been in dialogue with media outlets for administrations
since time began.
Exactly. So what they did isn't that outrageous.
Okay, yeah, I guess doing it publicly on Twitter is what caught our eye. We're listening to sort of the Biden press shop try to message right now through the rise of Delta, and do you need, what encourages people to get vaccines versus what makes people feel like they don't need to bother getting vaccines if they still have to wear masks. When the Trump administration was all over the place, people said, well, this is incompetence. When the Biden administration is all over the place, it seems as though they say, oh, well, science is hard and this is complicated. Fair?
Well, I think that's a fair assessment, although I think it's a matter of degrees. But I will give you the idea. I will agree with you that the Biden administration over the last 2-3 weeks with the rise of the Delta variant, they have been confusing at best in the way that they've messaged this, and it's tough. I mean, they've been dealt a tough hand.
It is tough.
But is there a different standard? Well, I think, with President Trump, he was way more vocal about saying, oh, it'll go away in 2 days and only 15 people have it.
Hold on. Way more vocal, but President Biden declared victory on July 4th. He said America can reopen. They held celebrations. They held fireworks. This was not a slow walk.
Well, as I would take issue with what the Attorney General of Missouri said, that the Biden administration lied to America that they could take their masks off if they were being vaccinated. I mean, that's just a specious argument because, frankly, that was before the Delta variant. Like, science changes.
Well, it does.
New things happen.
But I guess
it's certainly a lie.
We can agree, though, the Biden administration seems to be getting more of the benefit of the doubt that science changes than the Trump administration did. This is going to be a big story this week and going into the weekend. President Obama having his 60th birthday party, happy birthday, in Martha's Vineyard with hundreds of people. If President Trump was holding his birthday party in Mar-a-Lago with hundreds of people, would it be getting the same coverage?
Well, he does, frankly. Trump does have hundreds of people
all the time.
All the time. But when he did that with sort of like an unmasked and unvaccinated sort of Republican, they caught a lot of hell from the media. So is Obama getting a pass on this? Probably. Will he end up having the party? I mean, there's so much bad press right now.